Hi everybody, my name is Jessie and I do perfume reviews in ASMR format. So if you like perfume and also if you like ASMR, you are in a good place for our video today. Alright, so today I am reviewing, this is Tardes and it's by the brand called Carner by Barcelona. So I'm assuming this is a Spanish brand because it says Barcelona, and Tardes means afternoon, I believe, in Spanish. I did take Spanish in high school, and then I have been to Mexico a few times since high school, probably like 4 or 5 times actually since high school. And then also this is actually the most significant that's helped me retain my Spanish, but it was a while ago now. But when I was like 25 to 27 or something, for maybe like 2.5, 3 years, I had a job in a Italian pizzeria, and I think almost not all, but most of the staff who worked in the I was on the front end, like doing serving and stuff, but most of the staff who worked in the kitchen, cooking the pizzas, making all of the items on the menu, as well as washing the dishes, were Spanish speaking Hispanic people. And so it was the dishwasher in particular that I think he spoke about as much English as I spoke about as much Spanish, which for both of us was like not a lot. So like I really pushed myself to practice my Spanish with him. So that was nice and actually really helped me retain my Spanish speaking skills. But anyway, there's not very many that I'm aware of, not very many Spanish, not as many Spanish perfume companies as like French or even Italian. Obviously I've seen the most French, but yeah, I can't think of any that come to mind right now that are Spanish, but I know there are. I just can't think of any. Oh, well, what about, is Narciso Rodriguez Spanish? Thinking it might be, but anyway, so yeah, Carner, Barcelona. Yeah, this fragrance, I got a sample of it, I don't know, I got a sample from like a seller on Mercari, and I really liked it, and so I do have a Scentbird subscription. I think I'm going to put it on pause soon because I don't have enough other fragrances that I need right now, but one of the ones that I got from Scentbird was Tardes, and yeah, I like it, although I do believe, well, I actually am reselling it. That's the reason I'm doing this video, is because somebody purchased it on my Mercari. Here is the packaging that it came in, but I am selling it, but I really like it. The only reason I'm selling it is because I have a perfume in mind that's similar-ish category, similar enough that I really want to purchase, and so that's why I'm not going to be keeping this or buying a full bottle of it, just because it's similar enough to this other one that I'll mention to you in a little bit that I do want to buy a bottle of in the near future. It's just really expensive, but yeah, I really do love this scent, Tardes by Carner, Barcelona. Here's the little cardboard thing that it came in. So, I did try to dress on theme, and this scent to me is like cozy, warm, kind of soft, powdery vibes to me, and so that's why I wore this. What do you call this material? It's not flannel. I don't know what this is called. Somebody, if you know, will you write in the comments? Tell me what this material is called. But to me, this is like a very cozy material. And this, a lot of the accords on here are kind of a lighter, so I wanted to go with like a lighter kind of natural beige brown shirt. Also, I've never worn this shirt before. I just got it a couple weeks ago at the American Cancer Society Discovery Shop. And then also I've got these earrings. These are like kind of like polymer clay, wood and polymer clay, and I don't know, like the roundness and the like rope texture feels like cozy to me, so I thought I would go with those. So that is the look for today. Alright, so I'm gonna spray this fragrance. I've got my Angels on Earth deck of spraying papers. And today we have a little angel, and it says like all joys shine or something. I can't see what it says. It's not actually an angel, it's just a human girl, looks like. Alright, and I'm gonna give this a spray. Okay, that might be. Oh. I was like, the first spray was like not quite enough, and then the second spray was like, these actually spray they spray a lot for, they spray a lot for the fact that they're kind of like smaller, you know. This is an 8 milliliter size, by the way, these scent birds. And oh my god, in the last video where I reviewed a scent that happened to be in a scent bird bottle, I was like going on about how you can't stand it up because of the base. Well, look at that. You can. You just, isn't that life? Sometimes you're like, oh, you can't stand it up, you can't stand it up. And then you're like, wow, I could have literally just shifted my perspective. Isn't that just life for you? Like, just seeing things in a whole new way. Okay, so I'm getting wafts of the smell. It's so nice. Oh, it's so nice. It's a lightly sweet, not overly sweet. Lightly sweet, almost gourmandy, kind of vanillic. Kind of almost smells like you could be like making like sugar cookies in the kitchen, mixed with like a powdery perfume or something. It's really, really pretty. So I'm mostly getting like the kind of like powdery sweetness, and like a little bit of like a vanilla, and maybe a little bit of like something more like herbal or aromatic. There's like a certain twist to it that I can't quite explain, but yeah. And yeah, definitely something like almondy nutty. Okay, so let's look at the main accords that we have on Fragrantica. So first we have an almond accord, vanilla, powdery, sweet, fruity, nutty, aromatic, floral, musky, woody. So I am definitely, I'm getting the almond, vanilla, powdery, sweet, and probably like nutty and aromatic the most. It's definitely feminine leaning, but I feel like it's in the unisex range, but I would say for sure feminine leaning because it's sweeter. Okay, next, let's look at the notes together. So we have four top notes, and they are Brazilian rosewood, almond, rose, and geranium. So I am getting most notably I am getting the almond. I'm getting the almond and like a touch of something florally, and maybe a touch of like the Brazilian rosewood, but nothing like super woody. So mostly almond. And then in our middle notes, we've got 3 middle notes, and they are plum, Virginia cedar, and celery. I am actually getting the plum. I was wondering what the fruitiness was from, but yeah, I'm getting the plum, and I think a touch of the cedar. I don't know, like maybe the celery is the thing that's giving it a certain slant that I can't even put my finger on. So maybe I'm getting the celery, I don't know. Okay, and then lastly, we have in our base notes, we have 3 base notes, and they are heliotrope, tonka bean, and musk. So I would say I'm getting the heliotrope, like a powdery floral, and I do feel like I'm also getting the tonka bean, and yeah, this whole fragrance is like musky, powdery. So what I am getting most from this fragrance is almond, tonka bean, heliotrope, plum, and musk. I'm going to show what other users are smelling most, and they say they are smelling almond, heliotrope, tonka bean, musk, plum, Brazilian rosewood, cedar, rose, geranium, and then celery. So very similar to me. Same top 5 of almond, heliotrope, tonka bean, musk, and plum. So it's a very powdery, kind of gourmand, but like not in an edible way, but like in a sweet way. Yeah, I really like it. I think it's a very cozy, sophisticated, welcoming scent. Yeah, I really like it. So in case you're wondering what the other scent is that I was saying was sort of in this vein, and that's the reason why I'm reselling the Tardes. The scent, I have a sample of it. The scent is by Mise en Serre, and it's called Musk Eternal by Mise en Serre. And this one is let me just put a tiny bit on my hand. This one, it's in the same realm. It's not at all a dupe or even like a smell alike, but it gives me the same kind of vibe. This one's a little bit more, I would say a lot more feminine leaning. It's got more of a baby powder, sort of powdery vibe, whereas the Tardes has like a slightly more like woody, nutty kind of powdery vibe. But anyway, I love this one. This one to me is more baby powdery. It's a little more floral, very powdery, sweet. In the same, they're like cousins. They're cousins. They're not sisters or whatever. They're cousins. They're definitely not twins. They're cousins. But anyway, I'm planning on getting a bottle of this at some point. Musky Eternal. It's just, I think it's like $265. So I might wait until like a Black Friday sale or something. But now that I think about it, like, the Tardes is different enough, even though it's in the same realm. It's different enough that I think I'm gonna keep my eye out for a bottle of it. I mean, these are so nice, these Scentbird little travel sizes, but like they're not as pretty as the bottle. And I really like the Carner Tardes bottle. So I think I'm gonna keep my eye out for a full bottle of this on Mercari, and if I find a good deal, I will purchase it. Or like, ideally, I would find like a partially used bottle, like a bottle half full, for a cheaper price. That would be like totally ideal for me. So I'll keep my eye out for that. Okay, what next? Let's go through some other information on Tardes. So this fragrance on Fragrantica has an overall rating of 4.03 out of 5 with 1,876 votes. So that is actually pretty good rating. People do seem to like this fragrance. And this was launched in 2010. I didn't realize it's been around for 13 years. I guess I assumed it was the last 5 years, but it has been around for a bit. And then in terms of the other information, and I have worn this so I can speak to it, I found that it had good longevity. Maybe not like the most I'd ever found, but I found it had good longevity. People on Fragrantica are saying that it has good longevity, maybe like a 7 out of 10. And then for sillage, people are saying it's on the more moderate end, like maybe a 4 out of 10. I would agree with that. I'd say it's like a 4 or 5 for the sort of scents that I wear. I don't wear beast scents, so for me it's actually like a pretty moderate projection, I would say. People could smell you, but it's kind of more of a soft, fuzzy scent. Gender, it's being rated as feminine leaning unisex, like a 3 or 4 out of 10. I would agree with that. I think it's, yeah, like a 3.5, 4 out of 10 on the feminine masculine spectrum. Price value, people think it's a little bit overpriced. I think a bottle of this new, I think it's like 140 or something, so it is on the more expensive end. I did just look online, and I am finding a 3.4 ounce bottle on fragrancenet.com for only $106. So, of course, FragranceNet is definitely cheaper. So, yeah. Okay, let's finish up by reading some reviews of this fragrance. Okay, somebody says the opening is lovely and the scent is nice, but Tardes is far too weak and short for its price, which is quite a shame. I really enjoy it, but I wouldn't dream of paying more than a third of what Carner Barcelona is asking, or maybe not even that. 1 to 2 hour performance is just not worth it. That might be the case on skin. I remember the first time that I wore this, though, I put it on my shirt because it was actually had like a little dabber vial, and I dabbed it on my shirt, and I could smell it the next morning, so it lasted, and I could smell it the next day. So on clothes, like, it'll last over a day. Obviously not in a strong way, but like it hung out. Oh my gosh, I hope nobody's scared of spiders, but like, oh, there was a little spider that was walking on this, but it jumped off. It's really cute. I actually really like spiders. I mean, they don't scare me at all. And yeah, but snakes scare me. Snakes definitely scare me. Oh my gosh. The place where I go running and walking, it's like a really pretty wetlands near me, but like this is like the time of year where there's snakes all over the trail, and I like almost step on them all the time, and they're totally harmless. Like, there's no poisonous snakes in my area, I don't think, but They just really scare me, even though like they're wonderful creatures, but spiders have never scared me. So we like literally have like daddy long legs just like hanging out in our bathroom. Actually, we had at one point, it might still be, where in the bathroom that we share, like our master bathroom, we had like, we don't know, but we think it was like a male and female daddy long leg couple just literally hanging out in the corner of the shower for like 2 weeks. And they, after like a few days, there appeared a little egg sac, but it would be the two of them just hanging out near their egg sac. I mean, I don't know if it was like the mom and dad per se or whatever. Like maybe I'm anthropomorphizing, is that the word? Anthropomorphizing them, but like in my head I was like, oh, it's like a mommy and daddy, and now they have a bunch of baby spiders that are gonna hatch. And I know that's like terrifying to some people, but my partner and I like don't mind spiders, especially because daddy long legs are like completely harmless and like really little, and well, they're not little, but they're spindly and they can't really bite. Okay, enough about spiders. Let's go ahead and read another review. So somebody who loves this fragrance says, this is great, a modern powdery scent with sugared almonds. To me it lasts for a long time and reminds me of drage. I don't know what drage is, but it says sweets that are, they say sweets that are sometimes given as a nice treat to wedding guests. I also think it is a summer appropriate gourmand and signature worthy. Alright. Somebody else says, such a beautiful fragrance, such a beautiful almond fragrance. I love and adore this. It's creamy, sultry, and sexy. 10 out of 10. I'm going to find somebody who doesn't like this, and I'll let you know what they say. Well, somebody who's meh in the middle says, Tardes is straightforward and incredibly powdery almond/vanilla perfume. An easy reach for casual daytime wear. Sort of reminds me of Velvet Tonka by BDK. And let's see if I can find someone who doesn't like it. Okay, they said, started okay on first wear, but increasingly got worse as I wore it over several weeks. Begins as a bug spray and dries down as an off almond milk. Not a fan. It's definitely got something. I don't know if it's like the celery note, but it's got something that's like a little different than just a typical like sweet powdery profile. I feel like it might be the celery, but it has like something that's giving it a little bit of unexpectedness, like kind of aromatic. So I could see how that might turn some people off. Alright, everybody. So that is my review of Tarner. That is my review of Carner Tardes. Carner Barcelona Tardes. Like I said, I'm not hanging on to this, but I think I'm going to keep my eyes out for a bottle, because I've actually let go of a few fragrances from my collection recently, so of course I'm like, oh, there's room for more new ones. But my taste in fragrances is continuing to change. I've only gotten into fragrances in a big way in the last 2 or so years, and so unexpectedly, like, I think my taste is changing more now than it would in like 5-10 years, if I'm still as into fragrances in 5-10 years as I am now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm assuming it's going to be changing more in the early years than in the later years. So anyway, okay, everybody, sending you all love, peace, harmony, beauty, and I'll catch you all again soon, okay? Bye.